Welcome to this very important video. This is a lot of fun. We always begin with gratitude. My dear friend Garrett Sutton is invited. We're the Tanners, and he's invited us to share some of the things that we've learned as a family and how we as parents have done our very best to not only give our kids an academic opportunity in schools, but also the financial education at home, because it's not taught in school. So part of this series that Garrett's invited us to do, we've talked a little bit about some of our travels with Robert Kiyosaki. Just a little background, I'm probably best known for a book I wrote in the Rich Dad series years ago, Stock Market Cash Flow. And I served on that advisor team for probably 13, 14 years, something like that. So we traveled the world and we've talked about that. We love the cash flow game. In this particular segment, we share some of the experiential things. One of the things Robert and Kim would always talk about is they're master teachers, they're master educators. And there's school where there's a lot of lecture and you take notes and you do a lot of listening or you watch a film like this one. But one of the things he instilled in me and my family is the power of learning by actually doing something, either in a simulation like playing Monopoly or the cash flow game, doing something, or actually start having real money, starting a business. So when you were probably 3, and you were hitting 4 or 5-ish. You guys are pretty close together in age. I built a giant swing set. I mean, it was a monstrosity in the backyard and twirly slides and things that you guys could die on. No helmets no free range kids here, free range. And we had a bunch of materials left over. I said, hey guys, let's get out the nail gun and let's build a lemonade stand. So we built a lemonade stand that was, we didn't want to be the family with the card table and the poster, right? We wanted to be, because that speaks to the quality of your brand. So what was the name of your company? Your very first company we started?
Tenero Lemonade.
Well, you didn't even practice that. That came out like you've been doing it for years, right? And most of it was just fun. And that's what lemonade stands are for. And anyone could do this. But if you take your lemonade stand, you take pride in it, there's a lot of lessons. So we started off in the one lesson you didn't learn, maybe Mom could speak to this, we needed labor. We needed it cheap.
They got a really good deal on labor, for sure.
Because I can't do toast, but Marcy's grandma had a recipe that she never actually shared with Marcy. We never found it just perfect, but we got close. And we got the lemonade, and we have a secret recipe. And it may or may not include a little touch of margarita mixed in it. No tequila, no tequila. But we have a secret recipe. We always used to do in our marketing, we say, why is your lemonade better than Country Time? And in your little 3-year-old voice, you say, wheel lemon juice, or something like that. Yeah. So I shouldn't embarrass him like that. But I don't know, we can probably dig up a picture and give it to the producers and they can show what this thing looked like. It wasn't overly elaborate, but it was more than a card table. Yep. And we had signs made and fun things. So Zach, talk a little bit about your experience with it. And as a young 5-year-old, what was that like having the best lemonade stand in the country?
Well, one of the best lessons we learned from that is value. And that's pretty much you give more than you can take.
That sounds like an inequality. People, I'm a capitalist through and through. I mean, I'm capitalist. I'm clearly on that side. And that's what I believe it is. The lesson we tried to share with you is the only way someone will hand you $1 is if you give them more. Otherwise, why would they give it to you? So we talked about that inequality, didn't we? And I say, well, if I always give more than I take, how am I ever going to get ahead? If I'm always giving and giving more than I take. How do you make that up?
You make that up in volume.
Serve more people. And so we talked about how important it was for their experience and the service and the quality of the stuff. We did have a little help with some good labor. So Robert has a book called The Unfair Advantage. That's your unfair advantage.
Oh yeah.
Right there. But it was really fun. Now so value is a huge thing to understand, that when people go out and they say, well, I want to make a lot of money, it's usually about what they want to get, right? Keep, me, build my big castle, and sit on a big pile of money. And you brag about how much money you've made, and you keep score. But my question is, how many people did you help? And that's what I love about stocks, is someone can buy a stock, like you own stocks and like you sell food, banks, right, shoes. I sell energy, I give to the world. I didn't know how to build an iPhone. If you'd have locked me in my garage and said, Andy, build an iPhone, I'd still be in there. Steve Jobs said, I will share stock shares. I'll share my talent with you. And when I pull out my iPhone, I know he gave me more than I gave him. I gave him $1,000. He gave me a window of the world, a chance to talk to my family. Incredible that he gave more than he ever took. And he was willing to share that with me. And that's why I felt the lemonade stand was such an important thing, because now you guys get to participate in like real businesses through the stock market, and you guys have your own shares that you own where you get to serve the world. And so that translated to McDonald's. That's your cue. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. So, yeah, that was his job. But it's really fun. So what'd you get out of that lemonade thing? Any lessons you took out of the lemonade stand?
Yeah, we had to learn how to sell, and I think being very young helped a lot.
Yeah. You didn't know to be afraid?
No, we had to be very confident and not be afraid to talk to people, and we also had very good marketing. Our location where we had it, so our house, we were on a horseshoe right next to an elementary school, so people always drove by our house. And
We also had a Facebook page.
Talk about that. Talk about the QR code.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we would have a QR code that people could scan, and it'd take it to the Facebook page, which my dad made. And so all the neighbors knew when the lemonade was going to be sold, so they would come and get some lemonade from us.
Now, here's the sacrifice, okay? This is a little bit about sacrifice. Every year, what was the top day of sales? What day of the year, do you remember?
4th of July.
4th of July. So you can either go screw around on the 4th, or you can serve other people, right? What'd you guys choose on the 4th?
serve other people.
And so we had fireworks at night, and we did fun stuff, but during the day, it got hot out there, and I was proud, because this dude will throw himself in front of a he'll throw himself and sell a 50-cent glass of lemonade. He's throwing himself in front of a moving bus, or whatever. But biggest tip you ever got?
A couple $100 from a very nice guy.
They each got $100.
He was impressed, big tip. And what'd you do with the money? Assets or liabilities?
Assets.
And that really has helped fund some of what you guys started to do, like your silver that you bought and the other things like that. So, speaking of silver, in the school, you triggered a memory for me. That we were right close to school, and people would come, and we'd get their business. But I remember one day they had career day. Do you guys remember this?
Yeah.
So they have career day, and you're supposed to bring your dad, and firemen are showing up, and bankers or whoever's showing up. So I don't know what I'm going to do, because I don't have any skills, right? But I had taught investing for many, many years, and I didn't become a teacher, sons, because your dad was beating Warren Buffett in an investing contest. I became a teacher. I'll get emotional if I tell the story too much. I'm going to have to cut this on the camera, but I was in Las Vegas, and Kim Kiyosaki came to me. She gave me one of the great compliments. You're 6'8" now, I'm 6'8". I could screw in a light bulb for people. I could put a star on their Christmas tree. That's about my talent level. And she said, Andy, you have a way of making things simple. You just have a knack for that. You should be a teacher. So I didn't get into the education business because I was beating Warren Buffett in an investing contest. I became a teacher because I felt that was my talent, and that was something that I could do. So now it's career day, what am I going to talk about? Dad, come in for your career day. So what I did is I thought, I'm going to talk about the 4 asset classes: business, right? Real estate, paper assets like stocks and options, and then commodities. And we had a 10-ounce bar of gold. We keep a little bit of gold in the house and the others at undisclosed locations. But we had, I pulled out a 10-ounce bar of gold, and it's just heavy, isn't it? It's just the heaviest thing you've ever. So they're in there. Can you talk about what happened with the gold?
So you let them hold them, and the second they picked it up, their hand just fell to the floor because it's so heavy. And then after that, everyone was just running in.
I don't even know how, I don't think that how old were you when we did this?
Probably around 2nd grade.
Yeah, it's like they're 8-year-old young men and young women, kids. And I don't know how they communicated, and I don't even think they understood the lesson, but I think it was like, hey, there's gold in there. So by the time they finished the rotation, how many people were in our class?
Full classroom.
Standing, and I don't know if it was the gold or if they really did want to, You know, it reminds me of a cash flow experience. Remember when we had the basketball team and they came over and we set it up with the kids, and it was the first time someone played it, kids in the middle, and then the parents had chairs and an outer ring. And the parents, remember this, Mars?
Yeah.
The parents were like, what?
Yeah.
And like Miles was killing it, and all these guys were getting out of the rat race, and those kids left that room, and their parents like, well, we want to play this. You know, we want to do this for us. So I said, we'll start a lemonade stand. No, but that's kind of some of the things we've done. When Marcy and I have been lucky enough to have some syndications come across our desk, we've let these guys slide their money kind of, I don't know, I have to ask Garrett if it's okay to commingle those types of funds or not, but we let the kids, you know, our first syndication, I think each of you put in like $5,000, and so it felt good to have a small amount of money mingled with mom and dad's amount. So it was funny when we toured the properties. We were in Texas, and we had 2 different properties in Texas, one in Fort Worth and
One in
Austin.
Yep.
And they were big projects. These guys got $5,000 in there, and they walk in like they own the place, right? But the managers, they took us around. We get the financial statements, so we get to take what we learned from the cash flow game and start putting together in the jargon, like net operating income and cap rates and stuff like that, which maybe we could do another segment. You guys talk a little bit about strike prices and premium, and we could get in some jargon. Yeah. Robert hates that. Keep it simple, Andy. Keep it simple. I can hear him. But we'll do our best. So anyway, those are some of the things we've done growing up to involve our kids. So on Sunday, every single Sunday at 11 a.m., our goal is to have 52 meetings a year. So on January 1st, it's the same goal every year. We're going to have 52 meetings Sunday, 11 a.m. Christmas, New Year's, doesn't matter. If you can sell lemonade on Sunday, we can have a meeting after Christmas is all unwrapped. And what we do in there is there's 6 numbers that I believe will change everyone's life. And Marcy and I set goals and go through 6 specific numbers. So if you have any interest on learning more about what we've done in our attempts to build wealth and to teach kids how to manage a legacy and to think dynastically, which is a great opportunity to have in this great country that we live in, is to create a dynasty as best we can. I don't know what will happen with my young men here. We don't know what the future holds. We've done our very best to prepare them for a very uncertain future by saying, look, we're appreciative for what the schools can offer, but I'm not going to let them take that opportunity from me. This is my job to do my best. This is Marcy's job to do her best to arm our kids with every type of education, not just financial, but cultural and moral and hard work and the things that we think can give them a shot at success. So we thank you much, and we thank again my friend Garrett, founder of Sunstream, where you can get more programming like this. We hope this has been food for thought. And if you want to know what those 6 numbers are, we can give you some information on how to find the power in those 6 numbers.